40-hour work week, but the way my days are set up is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday is from 7:30 to 5:30, and then Wednesdays is 1:30 to 5:30. So yeah, there won't but maybe about a whole 4 hours worth of stuff going on at work. And like I said, I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about all that or whatever. One thing enough about it, damn if it ain't a little toasty. It's like 70, well, earlier it was like 73. I don't know what it is now, but it's in the 70s, and it feels good. So it's a little warm in here, but unfortunately my air conditioner needs to be serviced, so I can't have the luxury of that. But I'm thinking that I'm going to ride in the next little town over and just kind of scope out a few things that I may or may not see. And if I don't see anything, then well, I don't know. We'll figure out something. Here we are in jolly old Grifton. Their beat up ass roads and shit. How well you guys can see things. It feels like spring today. It's supposed to be thunderstorms later on, but I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. You can see the clouds over that way. Like I said, the sun's shining that way. But once we get up in here and start looking around, and if we don't find anything, we'll figure out something to talk about. So, we didn't find nothing in Gil Grifton, so now we're in a little town called Winterville. Winterville, North Kakalaki. We'll take a ride around here and see if we find anything. If not, we'll continue. What's going on, guys? It was uneventful. No metal was found. I rode through that little town in Grifton, and I went around it and come up the back side of the town that I live in and drove around to a little town called Winterville. Rode around through there or whatever, and it seemed like every road that I turned down there was somebody behind me, like just riding me. And you know, I don't like to feel like I'm being rushed while doing something like that. So I just decided to come on back home. And you know, yesterday's video I mentioned something about the guy who lived across the street, his house. There's a neighbor's house right there where the door is where the car ran through the living room and out that window right there in front of the sliding door. And that, you know, he'd done some work on it. Well, what had happened that initially caused the reason for him to do the work, and I'm not saying it was an insurance claim or whatever, but more than likely it may have been, excuse me, a lady that was driving like a little Geo Tracker or Chevrolet Tracker, whichever, had been doped up on drugs, and so happened to be coming down the street, and she managed to go through the grass lot right there at the church, went through the ditch, and ended up in the man's living room. And of course, there was nobody living there at the time. There used to be an elderly black couple that lived there, and the man kicked them out, not because he wanted just to kick them out, but he needed to do some work on the house, and it would have been unlivable for them to have been there to have the work done at the time. So I guess you can say that the person running through the house kind of helped things out. I don't know. But I'm going to add a little snippet of video into this one, that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. And like I said, the house has been remodeled now. I don't remember if I have any pictures of the house the day of the girl running through it. I'm going to look when I get inside and try to find it, and if so, I'll add the pictures in, but there's no guarantee, so sorry if I can't. In the news today, from what I was listening to earlier on the radio, it seems like there was a soldier who was put on a hit list right here in the state that I live in. And the hit list that he was put on was the ISIS hit list, because he was a former military personnel or whatever. That kind of sucks. So now that those people that were put on that hit list, one of them I think was from New Bern or Greenville or somewhere, but needless to say that, you know, now they've got security up the wazoo watching after those folks. What else was said today? I can't quite remember, but it's not ringing a bell with me. If I remember, I'll throw it in. What the other one was now, it wasn't nothing new, but it's kind of disappointing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the BBC, British Broadcasting Channel. Jeremy Clarkson. Apparently he was suspended, and all of the episodes that they were going to do were going to be put on hold. Well, apparently they're not gonna do it. And if you guys are familiar with a show called Top Gear UK, they were the ones who did that or whatever. It was James May, Richard, God, what's his last name? Damn it, I can't remember his last name right this second. And then Jeremy Clarkson. But anyway, they I guess they've canceled the show, and they're not going to do it anymore. I don't know. That sucks, man. That really sucks, because now that they've done that, they're going to pretty much lose their ratings, I guess. But yeah, and I wish that, you know, I'm not saying that Jeremy Clarkson would watch this, but you know, if he does, I wish you the best luck, man. I hope the best for you and whatever you plan on doing thereafter, you know. Yeah, you seem like you're a man who don't take no shit from nobody, and I respect that. But yeah, back to the whole story or whatever. As far as looking for metal, it can be easy some days, and then some days it's dry and you don't find jack squat. And you know, I've still got my little pile at work going on or whatever, but I mean, you kind of wonder how many 5-gallon buckets it's going to take to make anything. And you know, all of it will add up to something, but you know, you got to have a lot of it, a lot of it before you get anywhere. Copper is always pretty high, and it's hard to come by. I've got to figure out a way to get all the copper out of this wiring over here, and I'm not sure if I'm even going to attempt to try it, because there's a lot of freaking wire. I've got one 5-gallon bucket right here alone that's full from the bottom to the top. I mean, the wire is like shoved down into it, so I don't know. I don't know if it would even be worth my trouble to invest in a wire stripper and try to strip all of it. It's like you mount it to a flat surface, and you run the wire through the back side of it, and you adjust these little knobs, and you pull the wire, and what it does, it splices the insulation off, down the middle as you're pulling, and it makes it easier for you to be able to get the copper out. Like I said, I don't even know if it would be worth it to invest in it or not. I mean, all this has still got some value to it. I think it would be considered dirty wire, or dirty copper is what they'd call it. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about that situation. Other than that, the only other thing that I got on my mind or whatever is talking about the editing program that I'm using, and how difficult it's starting to become when I'm making these videos. As far as the shorter the time, the faster it renders. The longer the time, the longer it renders. I mean, we're talking like last night alone for like a 19-minute video was fucking 2.5 hours, and that's ridiculous. I have tried. Well, when I first started, I tried. Obviously, I was using Windows Movie Maker or whatever, and it worked out pretty good. But after a while, you kind of want to graduate from the BS to something better. So I made a major jumping from Windows Movie Maker straight to Sony Vegas Pro 12. And when I first started Vegas 12, it was cool with me. I loved it. It was so simple to work with. And I thought that maybe it was just the videos being as long as they were or the program itself is what's causing it to lag. But it's really just my laptop is not able to compute with it as well as it should. Graphics card and CPU and hard drive I have, it can't keep up with it apparently. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. This video, whether it be 20 minutes or 2 hours, would take me forever to render, and when I get ready to upload it on YouTube, it takes a total of like maybe 30 minutes at the most. So yeah, rendering versus uploading is a big time problem. That's the reason why my videos only get put up so much later than they normally would be. I'm shooting for it's right now it's 7:34, and my goal was to try to shoot for like 9-10 o'clock, and it's not happening. No matter how fast I can edit the videos, which me editing a video isn't that hard, it doesn't take that long to do. I usually just put the intro in, add all the little pieces of video that I need to add, splice them together, put an end on it, put my little signature in the bottom corner, or initials in the bottom corner, and let it render. And it's terrible. So this video, when it goes up tonight, I'm not sure what time it's going to happen, but it may be later than what it normally would be, because I'm gonna try to look into finding something else to do it with, and I may just stick with what I got for now because I know how to use it. My goal in the end is not only to get a better camera, it's also to get a better laptop that can compete and compute and keep up and whatever with all the rest of my crap that I have going on. Because as soon as I'm done rendering and the video is finally established into a file itself, I go ahead and make up a little thumbnail for YouTube or whatever if need be. And you know, I use it on Photoshop CS6, and it you know, both of my programs are hacked. I didn't pay for either one of them. I just downloaded them from a torrent site and did what I had to do, and boom. I can't afford the programs that are that expensive. There's no way. Oh goodness. With it being warm today, I'm really hoping that it's going to start breaking out to being warm like every day, because I've got a lot of content that I want to record, but I can't do it because of the weather. And you know, I want to be able to pull my truck in here and maybe record some stuff or whatever, and I can't do it right now. You know, it's like it's the weekends is when I have time to do that kind of stuff on. But if the weekend is crappy, there's no need. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to play it by ear. But anyway, I think I'm gonna end it with what's been said, because I have nothing else to talk about, and I'm hoping that tomorrow is a little bit more eventful than today was. But until then, you guys be cool and stay groovy. Later.